All right, so here's one that I've been excited about. I wrote down in regards to a New York Times article on the new movie Black Panther, but since I wrote this script out, there's actually been a couple other news stories that came out in regards to it as well that I just find absolutely fascinating. It's incredible that we've gotten to this point. Let's start off with this. The new Marvel movie that's out, Black Panther, and the New York Times is wondering, can white kids dress as Black Panther? It's a good question. You know why? The New York Times is wondering whether it's appropriate for white parents to buy these products for their kids, and if white kids should dress as Black Panther at all. As parents, or even as the people creating costumes, we need to be very aware of what that says, one professor of early childhood education told the New York Times. There's not a whole lot of black superheroes, so this is a really important thing for black kids growing up. In their own article, Bozeman, Black Panther himself, says that he finds joy in seeing all races of children dress up as his character. Other members of the cast told the New York Times that they believe that kind of crossover is actually a testament to how impactful the movie is on an increasingly polarized culture. Brigitte Vittrup of Texas Women's College told the Times that any parent allowing their child to dress up as Black Panther must at least discuss with them the concept of, not Panther, another P word, privilege. White people have the privilege of not constantly being reminded of their race in the United States, where white is the majority, whereas as a black person, you don't, she said. Okay, so one of the things that they were trying to say in this article was that wearing the Black Panther costume, which you can't even see who's underneath if it's a full costume, is cultural appropriation, which we've been hearing like crazy lately. As a matter of fact, the last costume story that we went over was the Moana costume for her and the big guy that The Rock did the voice for. And that these white kids should not be dressing up as that because it takes away from the native culture of Hawaiians or something. Of course, there's no issue when someone other than a white male dresses up as a Captain America character and costume. And there isn't a problem with that. There shouldn't be a problem with that, just as there shouldn't be a problem with this at all. These are superheroes. They're supposed to be this character that these kids love and idolize in some cases and look up to as a hero for the people, no matter the sex or the color of their skin or anything like that. This is a superhero film. Like, why has it gotten to this point? You look back through history at the way a film like this is being polarized right now for a movie that, by and large, we've been talking about for the last year about how excited we are to go see this, because all these Marvel movies being connected in this whole universe is something that Marvel fans like myself have been looking forward to, and we're really excited to see this movie because of a great cast of characters, and including Angela Bassett, who's in the movie as, I believe, the Queen or something like that. She's on the 911 show and is awesome. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. And Bozeman has done a fantastic job of the Panther so far in the Civil War movie. So while we've been talking about this movie for the last year on a political podcast, at no point in time have we brought up anything political about it. We've just been excited to actually go and see it. But in the last couple weeks, leading right up to the release of the movie, it's become politically polarized and racially divisive as well. Beyond the fact that the New York Times is actually wondering if white kids should be able to dress up as this, you also have the fact that some people are wondering if it's even okay for a white person to actually go and see the movie. And it's coming actually from both sides. Some people in the black community are saying that, let this be our thing, allow us to do this. Well, my argument to that would be, if you really want something like this as a movie to succeed and have its sequels and do well and be a symbol for the black community, you should be trying to get as many people in as possible to raise the box office figures so that we can continue having these types of films. Then you have the liberal left the white liberal left on the other side of the equation, who's wondering if it's insensitive for them to actually go and see a movie like this because it's not part of their culture, and it would be racially insensitive for them to be a white audience member in a black movie. I mean, at what point, what have we gotten to? Honestly, we have moved so far backwards, and I'm sorry, this is not because of Trump. This started in the early 2000s, in the mid 2000s. I don't know where it started happening, but whereas things were getting better, things are seemingly getting worse. And personally, I think it all started around the time when Obama started bashing cops and setting the law enforcement community against the minorities and the minorities against the law enforcement community out to be even worse than they ever had been before. And we were seeing these things across the nation. Trayvon Martin, if I had a son, he would look like Trayvon Martin. What if Donald Trump said that and took advantage of one of these school shooting situations and picked out a white boy victim from it, and to push gun legislation for, protecting the Second Amendment, said, if I had a son, besides my other two sons, he would look like that boy right there. He would be torn apart by the media wolves. It would be unbelievable. It just doesn't make any sense at all. There's one more thing in regards to Black Panther movie. Can't think of it off the top of my head right now, but the fact is, Black Panther is getting rave reviews right now. I know IGN, a site that I follow, gave it a 9 out of 10. Milo Yiannopoulos, of all people, who you would think would pick apart this type of movie, his website, now it wasn't written by him, but his website, Dangerous, actually gave the movie rave reviews as well. So I'm really looking forward to this and hopefully doing a movie review on it as well. So tune into the Generation Y Conservative YouTube channel as I try to get that review up there as well.